But it's okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. I don't know if you remember, I once emailed you in 2014.
What was it all about again in
When you
2014?
had your first video, SAPC video.
Okay.
Yes. So I
Okay.
emailed you and I wanted to interview you. I was just hoping because we met your interview with so much excitement. There's something that's come out there. But I never got any reply. I sent another one again. I also sent you another one on Facebook.
I'm so sorry.
And the impression that people have gotten now eventually is that you are hideous, you are not approachable, or you're hiding something. Am I the only person who said this to you?
Yeah, I think you are the first person to say this, but we correct as we go. Sometimes we take things lightly. Given, I think, how difficult the journey has. Yeah, with the nature of my work, I've experienced a lot in the past, both good and bad things. So one of the things, to be very honest with you, I don't answer numbers that I don't know, which is, some people, they can call it, maybe I'm arrogant, but for my reasons, I've been bullied, I've been called names, so I made it as a policy kuti munhu asati anditaurira azviintroducer kwandiri handitaure naye, but I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, it is well said. Yeah. So maybe we could start. You had a green power machine, that was in Lorraine Drive. I'm sorry I called it Maple Rain last time.
No, it's okay.
Yes, it is actually Bluff Hill, but Lorraine Drive traditionally, I'm also from that area, has just traditionally been, it's just, you know how it is, just traditionally people will call it Maple Rain, yeah. And
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Yes.
Okay. Regarding that, Mr. Chikanza, I think I will try to be brief, but giving you real information. When we did that project, that was around 2014, 2015. That's when we did what we called an open day. That open day, we invited people to come at Bluffview, which was our lab there. So a lot of things happened. Yeah, I think you are aware that I lost a business partner who was poisoned, and I was also a victim of poison. Like last year, it was a very terrible year for me. I lost a kidney due to poison.
Oh no! So sorry, the business partner you lost, is this the Angolan man who had given you some money?
Yes.
The Angolan man from South Africa.
Yes, that's the man that we lost first. I think it was in January 2017. That's when he died. It was a very sad death, Saka, because of those kind of things, Zakatanga is not delay a process, because I'm not a businessman, like I always tell people, but I'm a gifted person in the field of science, to say. What I know best is scientific related things, not the business. So he was running the business and I was focusing on the technical side, but unfortunately he left us, and at that time when he left, things were so bad. I went to back square zero to say there was no one to stand with. And trying to think about that. Sorry, Mr. Chikanza, I'm trying to phone, so I'm just cutting so that I can talk to you.
Thank you.
So I can go to break, just bear with me. So because of that, Mr. Chikanza, you see, Mr. Chikanza kumashure. And I think I think I need to elaborate why am I quiet. Free energy, it is a very dangerous field to say, and we have seen it in the past. Pandaka approach one scientists in America, with one American scientist. They ask you to valid data to Zimbabwe. And I got no, with pleasure. Those are the first people, like I said. Vandakapa mukana wekunyatsa from machine vachitesta. we did validation, vakane machines avo, vakane ma-scientists avo, pavakaona kuti machine washanda, ndopavakanditi, this thing is novel, we want you to feature in a science documentary ratiri kuita rinonzi Thrive. Ndakati no, it's okay. Ndokubva ndafeature, ndakapedzera takona kuactira kuAmerica, takarekodera futi kunoku kuZimbabwe, whatever that was happening that time. Saka zvadaro ipapo vaitora ma-projects from different people, vanhu vakawanda vari kutry kuita come up with solutions to free energy. Then there was another guy in Korea who did iSave generator, it's a power generator using permanent magnetic motors. Saka that guy pavakanga vatoti vakuenda kunomfyuma vapedza nini, he was found dead in his house in South Korea. I don't know, gas, whatever that happens, and he died. Saka I'm just explaining to understand the risk that we face at times. It is dangerous. Tinopwanyirwa dzimba, tinopindirwa, all those kind of things. Nyararei, but it doesn't mean kuti handisi kushanda. Generator riya rakanga riri working prototype rekuti ada kutry kuexhibita kuti tibudise kuti zvinogona kuitika kuti dzimba dzakawanda dzikwanise kupawiwa with the 80 radio frequency. And we have managed to do it, takaprova, and outside the country tiri kuita zvinhu zvakati nakei, mainly kuna naAmerica ikoko some parts of Europe. We have been working quietly tichifamba, but the reason yekusataura the dangers that we face. That is all, Mr. Chikanza.
I was checking my patterns because I understand you went to the States. Did you go to the States, by the way? Did you say you went to the States?
Yes.
Okay, but when you went to the States, that was not to go there to develop the concept. It was to shoot a film called Thrive.
When we went to the States, Mr. Chikanza, we were trying to relocate. Remember, I was still working. When I went to the United States, that was in 2016, I went with the late Dr. Teddy D. Almeida. And we said, no, let's leave Africa because Africa is proving to be a very difficult continent to work in. And America. Then we went to America, and over Africa, Dr. Teddy died. I came back. Things were bad, like I said.
Sorry, how do I spell his name, Teddy? How do I spell his name?
Teddy.
Okay, and then surname?
Almeida.
Okay, how do I spell Almeida? A-L?
A-L M-E-D-I-A, something like that, yeah.
Okay, Almeida.
Yes.
Almeida.
Yeah, Almeida.
Okay. Right. So that's the Angolan gentleman.
Yes, and we were trying to see kuti kwatingaenda takanotanga kuita project yedu kwatinogona kuti tiwane things like funding, machines in the group. Saka he is a man who had an influence in business, he had connections in the United States. That's when I went to the United States of America, and I can send you the pictures, then you can see. But when he got sick, since he is the person who was sponsoring the project, he was like the CEO, to say. Anything that has to do with the business management, so we had to come back. How best can I move on? Then in in 2019. 2019, that's when I went to the United States of America with the Genius. Ndakanga ndakuzivana na the late Genius Kadungure that time. So ndakati no Genius, iwe une skill yandikuona ye business management. I don't have. Ngatiite tishande. I appointed him the CEO of SAID. We went to the United States in Santa Cruz. That's where we were with the Genius.
So Dr. Almeida, he didn't fund you, did he? Because on the video there was a reportage that suggested that he had given you of more than $1 million.
People, they can just talk, but that's the good thing what you're asking me. We cannot call it Dr. Teddy was a partner. What I will tell you, how did I meet Dr. Teddy? I went to South Africa there was quite a tender. Once one got the tender, job exceed power on renewable energies. So a good friend in Zimbabwe ndokubva nditi aiyoenda ndiyakatondipa mari yekufambisa akati enda unogona kunotora chansi ndobva ndigadzirira mapepa yese this is how tender is done and I'm not educated ndobva ndaenda kuSouth Africa ndasvika kwakwe everything went well I presented to Joburg City Power director that time when ndobva zvapera director ndobva ndifonera mangwana akabva ati ndipe nhamba yako ndobva ndamupa mangwana ndobva ndifonera zvikanzi no your project yakanaka todaona kuti tingashandise sei saka chimbogara uri uno kuSouth Africa tistrategizer then ndobva ndakataura ndakati it's okay ndobva ndagara kuSouth Africa ndagara kuSouth Africa I went to church ndaenda kuchurch it was on a Sunday ndopa ndakaona Dr. Teddy Delmeida saka we were introduced kwavari kunzi because you know we were visitors in with that friend of mine wacho kunzi there's a guy knows Dr. Teddy Delmeida he's a preacher he's also a businessman and in energy as well saka ndopa takazoenda but anoona ndakabva tati Dr. Teddy ndikukumbira kuti ndikuone he was a free man but no it's okay we can meet ndakati no inini ndinobva kuZimbabwe ndinodai dai zvikanzi uye kuofisi kwangu ndiite presentation ndandine ka working prototype ka 1200 watts that time ndobva ndakatora but enda kuofisi kwawo on Monday ndobva tasvika kwako when we were testing the technology ndobva akabudisa moto wakawanda but tapisa chifeni tapisa feni it was so embarrassing you see from 220 volts kabudisa close to 300 volts feni ndobva yacho tichapisa feni kana Dr. Teddy so this thing is working moto kupisa feni no let's work together then that time he gave us a deal ndobva ndafira kuti this deal it's not a good deal it's not something that I wanted because I was sort of like giving so many shares to him ndobva ndati no it's okay I am not interested azvisikuita kuti ndilose control of the technology we drove back to Zimbabwe a few days later ndadzoka kuno uku ndatokanganwa nezvazvo Dr. Teddy was in Nigeria then he called me zvangu zvekuti handidaire mafoni handinodaira ndobva asenda SMS I'm Dr. Teddy Delmeida remember we met in South Africa ndakati sure Steve and I respond long time chizvikanzi tiri kuNigeria I think I need to see you are you able to come South Africa ndakati ndirogona kuti ndiuye zvikanzi alright nditumidzire passport rako ndipe personal assistant wangu varatumidzira ndobva wandiitira kuti ndiende ndasvika South Africa I met Dr. Teddy Delmeida I had a meeting with him ndobva wanditi Max I don't need anything from you my spirit feels that I must help you kuti uende kwaroda kuenda when you demonstrated from that day until now ndiri kuti hope with your technology so I want to help you how much is needed ndikati Dr. Ted I think question yamabvunzo yakanaka but handisi munhu wemari unondibvumidzira kuti ndibudzokera kumba ndinofunga kuti zvandinoda kuti ndiite kaoffice kadiki zvingade mari sure he allowed me I think he gave me some money zvikanzi no unotengera mai chikafu ndobva ndadzoka kuZimbabwe vana kusvika bva ndangoitawo zvazvekungoti kaoffice kati mari chichichi ndobva ndamutumidzira I think that time it was all in all it was about 120,000 then he said Max I want people who are serious
so 120,000 rands you mean yeah
120,000 US dollars to buy my machines
yes
rentals egore zvese then ndobva nditi no zvaurikutaura izvi hazvikuneka sense mari yaurikutaura imari shoma unogara kupi unoiti chichichi vandamutaura ndogara namai that time I was living in Kuwadzana chichichi he came kukwadzana but no unondibvumidzira kuti ndiuye ndakati uyai he came with this white engineer wake the flew to Zimbabwe bva usvika bva ndawanisa mupaka kwedu Kuwadzana bva waona ndobva tinotitsvaga imba yekugara I want to finance you from today that's how I met Dr. Ted so I think he was like an angel investor to say I don't know inini ndazoona manje kuti ndashanda na Dr. Ted ndaona his heart later ndopa ndakati but this man he stood with me abatsira mhuri yangu andibatsira without even asking anything in return ndopa ndati Dr. Ted do you mind to be the CEO of the company since magara mune mabusinesses enyu so I think munogona kurana chinhu ichi ini ndofocus with the technical side then he agreed that's how Dr. Ted and I began working together and that's why he came patakaita that open day redo ratikutaura iroro he was there as the CEO that was my relationship with him
so there was an argument then around that time between you or a disagreement between you and him which led to that fallout and you could not continue with him as a partner or he was never a partner eventually he could not be a partner
no he was not he was like a father to me to say he is a person who came and took me from Kwadzana and made me what I was that time. He came as like an angel investor. I think it was my angel investor. You could they just come out. This one to see the best from you. That was my relationship with Dr. Teddy De Almeida.
Did you share your invention secrets with him?
Dr. Teddy knew he was not a technical person. That's why he hired, I think, a technical person, Pagawia. We shared, but we didn't share much. We shared he would understand how the technology was working and how it was designed.
And you don't think that he went away with your knowledge or sold it off somewhere else?
With the way that I knew Dr. Teddy, Mr. Chikanza, he was one of the people that I've got the greatest respect. I don't even want to think Dr. Teddy would do something like that. I was like his child. He took me in this Nagana program, Komasimba. You know, but I can't try to remember. He took me to Senton. I can't think of my suits. I'm using you. He bought me clothes. He bought me a car. That was the kind of a person he was.
And you said he passed away in 2014 or 2016?
17.
Oh, 2017. I see. I got misled by a post on his Twitter account that suggested that he was in hospital.
Yes.
And you had fallen out when? Sorry, before. How earlier? How far back?
When I met Dr. Teddy, it was in 2012, in around November, October, November, thereabout. In 2012, that's when I met him for the first time.
Sorry, so did he have a church in South Africa?
He was a pastor, and he did not have a church. The little I know about that, what I know, he was a pastor, and he was like, but different churches preaching and doing those kind of things.
And I see he was also working with Emmanuel Makandiwa. I'm just checking on his Twitter account here. Prime Kufa and who else here? And a few people here. I'm just seeing people he's naturally connected to on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, he was like that, and that's how I knew Dr. Ted.
Right. So, what would you say was his source of income then? Was it church, or it was just you just had wealth?
That man, he was a businessman, a very successful businessman. He had a number of companies in Dubai. They had a number of companies in Namibia, South Africa, Angola. They were doing a lot of things. They have got companies such as timber. They have got companies refuse collections in Angola. Some shipping companies.
So why didn't you continue with such a man? Sorry, maybe I didn't get the point of contention here where things got bad. Was it because he wanted a stake and you didn't want to give him a stake in the business?
I think we have got that upbringing. Like I said, tinoshandisa information yekuti tinongonzwa waona umwe munhu anenge achitanga achida no but iwe ungapi munhu 60% saka wandisedzwa kutotorwa company but the little you know that kuti half a loaf is better than nothing because ndandisina kana cent yekuti technology ifambe namberi saka I think I was selfish when I met him the first time kuti ndakati this guy abva uya abata grid inini ndakabva kwese kuinga nechimboto yako that was the mindset ndakanga ndinayo. But ndakazozona later no ndanga ndichitaura munhu zvandachitaura it's not who he was because akabva azouya akasvika kunoshanda neni without asking for anything.
Was he not hurt that you pulled the plug on him suddenly, after investing $120,000
Mkoma Simba, Dr. Ted, when I told him we cannot work together, that was in 2012. Ndokubva ndachitoshanda nawo until 2017 when he died. I was one of the few people vakapedza nomwana hospital. I was in South Africa that time. Because of him, ndiyakanga atoditora ati chiwa ugare kuno South Africa. So I was living in Hyde Park in a house that he was paying for me. That's the relationship. I never pulled a plug. He died.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay. Sorry, I got confused there because I thought earlier on you had said
no,
that
it's okay.
you had a fallout about
Yeah.
shares. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that was the first time, the introductory meeting that we had.
Okay, and then later on he died.
Yes, he died in 2017. We were in the United States of America together. Then his health was not okay. But I need to go back to South Africa because that's where his family was. He flew back to Zokatese. He never to Zimbabwe, South Africa. So I'm going to up and downs. I in hospital.
And you feel it was poison. You feel he was poisoned.
The doctors confirmed that it was poison.
And do you think that was connected to you? It was because of you, was because of your work that he was poisoned, or it was something else?
I don't want to comment on that, Mkoma Simba, because I don't have information akanyanya. What we know, according to the doctors, they said he was poisoned. And in knowing our work, like Inini, the same thing happened to me. Few years later, I was also poisoned. So, is it a coincidence? Is it someone who wants us to die? Because the field is dangerous. I receive threats almost every day. Documents. Saka those kind of things, pass suspicion. There's a day incident ndakapwanyirwa ndaibva kuAmerica. So I think I was trailed from airport. I was tired, jet lag. Ndobva ndatenga Henrari and ndandatenga iPhone. I think yanga iri iPhone X ndopa yakapinda. Ndandaitenga kuDubai. Iri nyowani yanga iri pacouch. Munhu akapinda mumba akatoibata mafingerprints akatosara atoripo ipapo. Haana kuitora. But ndaitsvaga madocuments. But akatozoona kuti pamapindwa nemunhu, he was very close to the wardrobe. Hamuna kumbopiwa kana anything else. Saka you see, those are some of the things that we go through and zvinotityisa kuti chii chine chichimbonyaurwiswa.
So I was checking, you haven't registered a patent, have you? Up to now, I was checking in the States,
Yes.
and because I was just searching for your name, I was also searching for the concept,
Yes.
and I couldn't find it anywhere in the registry. And I was just wondering, is there any reason why you haven't registered a patent for your invention? Yes, since is it 2012 when you started?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
started in 2009.
So 2009.
Yes,
So we're
that-
talking now.
Yeah.
We're talking 13 years.
Yes. Thereabout.
So
Mkoma, sorry to interject you.
Yes, sir.
Mkoma Simba, in 2010, I was in UK, and I was at a very big law firm trying to file a patent. That was my first experience how patents work. What they do at the patent office, one thing, they check the are cartels, cabals, who fight new and renewable energy, because threaten my interest. Then the second thing that we saw firsthand is not everything that is invented can be patented. I'll give a very good example. Zvakafanira kuti munhu ogadzira mushonga wake unompa monopoly iye ari ega. Mushonga iwo haurejeswe, haupiwe patent. Zvakafanira kuti munhu ogadzira chinhu chinouraya vanhu. I'm just giving an example. Agadzira maybe type yefuti kana kuti chii chinogona kukuwadza vanhu. Chinhu icho hachirejeswe pari pamutemo. Asi kune nyika dzimwe dzine masimba dzekuti vanoenda kutaura kuti nepete nechakati, but isisu takada kuti tizviti tinotonorambidzwa kunzi chinja magadzira ichi chinokanganisa vanhu. Saka technology yedu isisu zvatakaudzwa kwese kwatakaenda yakanzi haisi industrial applicable nekuti inoviolata the law of energy and thermodynamics. That is why vanhu vachiti vakaibatanidza nesainzi vanobva kuti zvinhu izvi zvifeki, asi vakazovalidata sezvakaitwa mavalidations atinayo ndipo unozoti this thing it works. Isisi we find another way Mukoma Simba of going around and trying to use a radio frequency in making energy. Saka because of that they say it is not industrial applicable. Itorei moyeita se perpetual motion device. That's why maka Google ipapo muchaona kuti kune thousands and thousands of technologies. Avanoti perpetual motion devices. Ekuti chako chinoshanda hatikwanisa kuti tichilicense but pachazongofawo ndipapo. You see, saka I think zvimutemo zvakaiswa with those vanenge vane mainterest avo. Ndosaka makaona kuti that's why tisina. Saka takatozoti no, ngatichiitai route yetrade secret sezvakangotoona na Coca-Cola. Kuti Coca-Cola they just kept the secret, the recipe somewhere. Isisi ndobva tazoti pamaparts atinogadzira tega 70%. The process of making the parts and the materials and everything, let's put those things under safe and key and lock to say. So we have got those patents that are kept in different countries with the different attorneys for security reasons, that if I die today, those things zinotorwa basarufura and amberi. So I think that is the challenge that we faced.
Do you know which law that is? Sorry, help me. That you are saying here, and who exactly would deny registering a patent? I just want to try and understand, because I'm looking at the patents registry right now, several registries, and I can see numerous power energy related inventions here. That, like for instance, one here, renewable energy system with integrated home power supply system. There are numerous here that I'm looking at. So I just want to understand who exactly would deny registering your patent on the mere basis that there is a law. Matimi Mpane Mutemo, you say that there's a law that makes them to refuse your patent on the basis that it defies the laws of physics. And I thought when an invention comes out there, it is because it is innovative, it is disruptive. Who would deny to register a patent? Because the whole idea in you registering a patent is that it is something that is new. You're registering something that is not been there before, and something that you yourself have either invented, developed, discovered, or both, or all of these components of a development. So, who would deny you to register the patent?
What they do, Mukoma Simba, when you file for a patent, the first process, you file what they call a provisional patent, where you just write an abstract. A is equals to B, C, whatever. You just put it in, you just link it. I'm doing A, B, C to achieve this. That process is managed with the science. The patent examiners, they benchmark it.
Yes, I'm here. Please go ahead.
Okay. Then the second thing, like I said, the patent examiners, they will see the technology impact. Let's say the technology is deemed to end up promoting a monopoly. Automatically, because of that, it cannot be registered. Let's say the technology will kill people. Automatically, it is novel, but it cannot be registered. That's why if you read, you will see that some of the guys who came before us, I cannot compare myself with the late Nikola Tesla. He's a great scientist. I'm not even a fraction of what he did. But I'm just trying to point out, he went through all those things. And when he died, his work was taken. No protect energy. It is one of the few very dangerous. And that I want to assure you, I've seen it. And
But I'm seeing a lot of people here who
What you can,
have registered
yeah.
patents in the very period from 2012. I mean, I can send you this screenshot right now.
What
2012,
I can do, I
from 2012
think,
up to 2021. All these are energy um, based patterns
they
here.
will be
And
supporting.
can I say here, when I do a search
Okay,
on
sir.
each and every one of these people, I just want to see their lives, okay? If they're alive, if there's have been anything that has threatened their life, I think I should phrase it that way. I don't see
You know,
anything here.
the
All
the
these people
difference,
are
Thomas
can hear.
Mbali.
I've got David Hakim, I've got Steve Hugg, I've got Edward Shenekandoff, Sarah Cartwright, Zachary Axe. All these people, none of them do I
Yes,
see who
Mkoma
has
Simba,
had any life-threatening issues around their safety or security.
mukatarisa vanhu yesu vamataura, you are right, you are very right. Mukatarisa vanhu ivavo munoona kuti the technologies they have done, even when you look right now, they are not even used anyway. World yatiri Mukoma Simba ine vanhu vanoicontrola, saka macontrola vanoita ndeyekuti ukavatsika zvigunwe zvavo vakaona kuti this thing there is potential, sure you pay the price. Saka muchiona kuti there are others. Let's talk of another Stanley Meyer. Stanley Meyer, he did his car using water in the United States. He was found dead. Nikola Tesla, the same dead. If you see my groundbreaking technologies, atingangogona kuisa. I'm not trying to boast, no, but atingagona kuisa muma technologies edu anochinja upenyu hwevanhu, because our technology can work in anything. It can work in a car. It can work in a TV. It can work in a light bulb. So this is something that is threatening the whole energy sector. We are sort of like rewriting history. And vano control vacho. No, you cannot do that. I've got a number of companies for the past week coming to me saying, no, sell this technology to us. Just leave it. Until now, I think I want you to talk to, if you can talk with one of the directors at ARIPO, I think he can guide you on the patent process. I'm not invested in patent, but I know the steps.
I do have a team of contributors who are on Zimeye, who have registered patents. And would you be interested if I could link you up with some of them,
Sure,
and they could, if you would, you be interested in, because they can easily,
Sure.
I mean, one of them here, I can actually give you his name, and we were actually talking just yesterday, and he was showing me his own patents that he has registered, and US based as well. And so these are people who could easily get you in there. What about production, Mr. Chikumbutso? In Zimbabwe, we do not have, I mean, these people here who are these big corporates who you're saying very dangerous, but they're not in your reach, are they? So how about replicating this concept in Zimbabwe? Kumboita, at least, tomboita, also that we can then film it, and we can showcase, or even patenting in Zimbabwe. Are you aware that you can actually patent in Zimbabwe?
Yes, that's where
So how about patenting inside Zimbabwe, and you start running this thing, you start generating, and so that we can have our own production from inside the country, and you are out of reach of these dangerous people, aren't you? The Zimbabwe is so far away. Most of these, all of these people outside the country.
I want to tell you something that happened last year. I was in hospital. I was dying to say. That's when I was poisoned. Someone, somewhere, I won't give the name of the country, they sent a sniper to kill me. Information was received and was picked. We reported it to the police. The report was made to anti-terrorism as well. So I just wanted to point to you. But right now, I thank God, we are working on something for Zimbabwe. This year started very well. nyaya yatanga tichitadza kuwana muno muzimbabwe inyaya yemapepa ekuti ubvumidzwe. Mutemo muzimbabwe unoti kugadzira generator raunoisa paany public place building yeprivate person rinodarika 100 kilowatts, zera has to license. Takanga tichikundikana mukomasimba for the past years kuti tigamushirike, but tinotenda Mwari kuti right now we have managed to make some inroads, and very soon we're starting something for Zimbabwe as far as manufacturing and distribution of these said machines.
Because people have been, they're waiting eagerly here. This is over 13 years of them seeing videos. Right. Your SABC video was in 2014. And many other interviews here. People just want to see this thing working. There was another video that you did with ZBC a few weeks ago of a TV that you demonstrated their works according to your words there, using electromagnetic waves. And so people want to see at least some production. I mean, if we can have that type of TV, why can't you just start producing the first 50? In Zimbabwe, there are many things, I think you agree, Mr. Chikumbutso, many things that are produced that we don't need permission. I mean, look, I walk around Kunaspeak Avenue, I buy my fat cooks. Yeah, those people, they have not they don't even, they're not even registered anywhere. People produce anything, anywhere, anyhow. I mean, high fields, for instance, where there are fires are always breaking out there. People are busy doing their own domestic industrial activities. Why can't you just do something so that at least we can push this work forward?
I hear you, my brother, on that. I think right now we're moving. Sometimes the fear of the unknown, you know what I'm talking about. So, no, it's okay. But I've heard what you have said. We're working on something in Komasimba right now. We're working on something, and very soon you will see that there's going to be a lot of activity coming from Zimbabwe.
Right, okay. We'll be running down shortly. So, and then next, sir, when we were speaking earlier on, I asked you about Hubert Angel, your proposals that he become the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe. And as you know, I've been talking with the Vice President, Constantino Chiwenga, for a while now. And I wanted to just hear your heart here. Why you feel that this should be, why Hubert Angel? Then also, you titled him Prophet. How is that scientific? I kind of raised a bit of an eyebrow there. My eyebrow. Question
yakaoma, and I don't know which way that information came from. But one thing that I want to clear and say publicly, that's why I have nothing to do with his appointment. I'm not even closer to the. I think whoever told you misled you, because even the Vice President, as you said, I don't even know where he stays. I don't even know where he stays, and I was shocked. Where is this coming from?
You're telling me that you haven't been talking with the Vice President at all?
I only met Vice President the first time was in 2018, I think. And the second time, that was last year. And it was on newspapers. I think you saw Herald when I did a drone. Those were the two occasions. I'm not even close to him. I'm just joking. But that's the truth of the matter. And this is my word on it.
Oh, so
everything else.
You do know that I talked to the Vice President, right?
I don't know that.
You haven't seen my interviews over the years.
But there's one, I think, when it was after my elections in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
I think there was a clip which was circulating. That one I listened to it.
Yes, but it's not the only one. If you check, there are numerous.
I know.
Numerous even after that. We have talked with him. I've also talked with ED. I talk with anyone, even military generals. I mean, all the military generals in Zimbabwe since Mugabe. I speak with them.
Yeah, but what I'm telling
ZDF
you,
and all the the senior anyone here who is in the country. So but particularly here Chiwenga, I'm just trying to tell you here. Are you aware of my affinity?
no, I don't even know. I don't even know because andimbotsvaga hangu zvinhu zvakadaro izvozvo ndinoda kungoconcentrata with what I do. But I'm not, whoever said that, Miss Chikanza, with all due respect, that person lied. I am not close to the vice president. I only met him twice.
And you say that you don't desire that Hubert Angel become the prime minister, and that Chamisa, you have not said that Chamisa is is going nowhere. You just want you are seeing Zimbabwe under a prime ministership of Hubert Angel.
I have no interest in Nkoma Simba in politics. Even if you look at me, I'm not a politician. I'm not even in ties with politics. I don't even. To be honest with you, I'm not. That's where you cannot find. So
but
I don't know where this comes from.
Here's a question that I sent you yesterday. That you call this man prophet. I had just titled him Hubert Angel, and then you replied me prophet. You were quite emphatic to that effect. Where is the science? I wasn't expecting that, I must say, that you would title a man who is a self-confessing thief, a self-confessing conman, cash machine robber, and also someone who even confesses that and boasts of using violence against people that he doesn't agree with. And I wanted to understand also why you would use that honorary.
Thank you very much, Nkoma Simba, for asking me that question. I just addressed him as most people addressed him. I've got a Christian background, and I know him as Prophet Hubert Angel from those early days. So I just use that title. I'm not endorsing. I want you to understand me. I'm not endorsing. I'm not what. I just use it just the same way you called me, say. They got to know. I think it's a big title. I think it was out of just respecting him. I don't know. I'm so sorry if that did not sound very well. But I just addressed him as what other people call him.
Yeah, we're about to finish, sir. And your products here, coming back to them, what about peer reviews, Mr. Chikumbutso? What about peer reviews? What I mean here, scientists, critics as well, to just review your work, for them to get why not invite us, invite me? I could be on a video call. We can come several journalists there. Tombo now, and see and report. You did an interview with ZBC. I know the first one was at SABC. It was just one journalist there reporting, and then that was 2014. I understand that video has since been deleted, and then now we've got the ZBC one, just one journalist coming to interview you. Why can't we get some rigorous reviews of your work? So people can witness. We're talking here proper academic peer reviewing.
Yes. No, Nkoma Simba, you are welcome to do that. Whenever you feel that you need to do that. I'm so sorry that's not Veranda invite. I sorry. But you can do that. I think last year while I was still on Facebook, anytime ndakatumira post ndichiti whoever ari kuda kuti avhizite kuZimbabwe, even ari muZimbabwe, he is welcome. Saka, I'm so sorry, but you are welcome. We are very open to that. Bring your technical person. He can come with his scientific equipment to analyze and validate. You are welcome, my brother.
But up to now, it still hadn't been done, because all that we see here, these are mere, individual interviews. Would we be able? How earliest could I get? Even right now, could I get? I could do a video call if need be. I can even if you don't have airtime, I could easily just facilitate for that, so we can have just video. People can also see. I'm saying this because I noticed that the car that you were advertising earlier on to be carrying that that technology is no longer functional. It's now broke. It's broken down. That very vehicle that is that we see on video, where you're advertising the refueling. What is it? Sorry, a car that functions without need for refueling.
Komasiba, thank you for the question again. You know, I don't know where that information is coming from. The car is not broken, Komasiba. What we did in 2016 when I was leaving Zimbabwe, we said when we are going to the United States of America, let's carry some of the parts so that we can start from somewhere. Then we took the half a megawatt generator that you talked about and we locked it somewhere. Then I dismantled the vehicle. And I've got the videos, and I can show you the videos, the pictures. Do but like the powertrain, the controllers, the electronic side. America will find another board that but it was unfortunate. That we lost Dr. Ted. If you want to have an interview with me, let's schedule that, Mkomasimba, and I want to give you that opportunity. So that at least you can ask your questions, you can do video. Don't worry, I can accommodate you.
Oh, so where is that car? Is it functioning?
We dismantled it, and right now
you dismantled it.
You see that? Yeah.
So why dismantle? Why dismantle such a great thing, sir? A great product that you should be.
I think you understood what I said. I dismantled it when I was going to the United States of America. It's something that I can just rebuild. When we went to America, takati ngatitakure zvimwe zvinhu zvatinazvo tochinotangira ipapo then totanga futi kutsvaga mari totangogadzira power trades, those kind of things. Ibasa rakanyanya. It's something that I can just put together.
I ask all these questions, sir, because people. I think you've seen comments here. Comments are coming out there. Look, how come Maxwell hasn't even made even 5 electric bicycles that work on his technology? I mean, such a wonderful thing. By now, should have been. He could have easily been testing this out. Even with the University of Zimbabwe, for instance, we've got several universities, numerous in the country right now, and then it should say a lot in terms of advertising what you have. Why the delay? 13 years. Mwanato am teenager.
Mkomasiba, I think I'll answer your question. Interest because when you come up with a concept and this, we takatangira kumagetsi ndo batazongoti but out of interest kumota tingatadzere, and right now kune TV but kune cell phones atinogona kuti titi. We are just saying that the technology can be integrated on ABCD, and we have got a number of things that we have been working on. I was just laying low right now. I work with HIT, the Royal Institute of Technology. I once worked with the CAT, the University of Science Technologies in Chinoy. I work with the ZINCSA at the University of Zimbabwe, the space agencies. But I work with
can I see some peer review articles at HIT?
I think what I would do, I would try to send you some pictures. You see my presentations when I was doing in those places. Information
but hakuna manje ma peer reviews. There are no peer reviews, you see. We don't have peer reviews there.
My peer reviews we have got to the people who came, and I can ask you to send you.
What I'm saying is I'm not talking about someone just writing a report, which I could easily do, right? I'm talking about here people who are critics, who actually come, they and your concept there is not new. Did you realize what you have proposed there, out to the public is it's been there for more than 30 years. This concept of electromagnetic waves, You're not the one who brought it out. It's been there. So, surely, we should be able to see some academic paper, at least one. But right now, all we have right now are mere individualistic articles that have been done by people who just come to see and then they quickly shoot a video. But, even HIT doesn't have a proper, structured academic paper. These are the questions.
I think you have understood Paratanganyadze intellectual property rights and the hassles. There is information that you must that I must give in public, but there's information that I mustn't give in public. The first person who talked about radio frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies, was Nikola Tesla around in 1890, thereabout. So, like you rightfully say, sure, it was there for a very long time. We're talking of more than 100 years, close to 100 years to say. But we are the people who have managed to do it. I think you have seen that last month in January, 5 January, Samsung, they have come up with a television in a remote control, single charges, radio frequency from the Wi-Fi radios, whatever. So, like you said, yes, but reasons this information mustn't be public and this and that. But I want to give you that mukana the peer review. I want to give you that chance.
Yeah, well, I'm not a scientist. Of course, I can be there. But, I would love if we can have, you see, because this is a very, very specialized industry, okay? And they are numerous. Right. Even there where you are in Bluff Hill, just 5 kilometers away is the University of Zimbabwe. I don't have a report when I check in the academic papers here, a single report that has reviewed your inventions. There's not even one.
We worked before with some top scientists. That was during the Robert Mugabe era. I think they were the likes of Professor Chetsanga, Professor Zengeni, Yakomodo Muringa. It was put, that team was put, kuti iwe validated. They validated. But if you can get in touch with Professor Chetsanga, I think he is the head of Zimeye, whatever. He can tell you.
Professor Chitsanga.
Chetsanga.
Okay. Is he a Zimbabwean?
Yes, he's a Zimbabwean professor. He was a lecturer at the University of Zimbabwe, and he is the chairman for Zimeye. He's the chairman of whatever the organization that regulates all the universities in Zimbabwe.
Oh, Professor Chetsanga. And when was that?
Chetsanga,
yes, I found him. Yes, and when was that?
That was, I think, in around 2015. If my memory serves me well, you can talk to him.
2015. And do you realize? You know, in academia, whenever a peer review is done like this, the next thing after that is deployment. Are you aware? So if this was done in 2015, we are 7 years away. We're in the 7th year right now. We don't even have a bicycle or a drone. I mean, even just 10 drones that you have developed, okay, that you are selling. There's a big, I think you agree with me right now, there's a big, huge demand for drones. I mean, if you had one right now, I would actually buy one. And yet you don't have that, Mr. Chikumbutso. So these are questions that are coming now.
I think what I would do, I would do a demos, and I would do a demo for you for a drone. I don't know where that is coming from. Yes, I'm not an academic person, but that means that whoever is saying that is not being honest.
No, my point is, in terms of deployment, it's not complicated to assemble a drone. Okay, I myself can easily assemble a drone right now, like literally from scratch. I mean, I can just, the elements are there online. okay? But I'm talking about a particular drone that you have made with your components, okay? A car that you have made. It's not complicated to make cars. Rhodesia used to make cars way before you and I were born, yeah? Literally used to assemble cars. I mean, so many of these things. Rhodesia used to make batteries from scratch, yeah? Literally everything from scratch, from the ground. Yeah, so many things. So my point is, these things are already there. They're in the public domain. So why not make kungogadzirawo ruda drone inimi ramakagadzira imimi ende rinoshanda nemutoo wamataura uyu one rinoshanda neenergy iyi kana kuti mota inoshanda alright, kana iri mota maybe you could say maparts ashona ari kunetsa, but bhasikoro zvaro like an electric bike, yeah, that works one or two that you could sell me, yeah, and there's so many products that are in Zimbabwe that are made without regulation. I think you agree. So many things gadzirwa muZimbabwe where people just rush kungorova without regulation.
I hear you, Mukoma Simba. I think let me try to fix that. I have heard what you have said. There are things that we take lightly. I hear you. Let me correct that. Then, so that at least you can do a peer review on other things.
Yeah, when you call me, when you call me, I will bring a team of academics in that field, okay, in the field, okay, who will do that. I will just be there to just collate and just maybe to just, you get me, because it's not my area, it's of expertise. Yes. And I think also we must get these universities involved inside the country. They're numerous. And one of the major challenges here, and I'm glad that you now realize in Zimbabwe, is that there's so much of resources in the country, okay, but there's no deployment, and apana deployment, okay. So what you have proposed to the Zimbabwean people and to the world, we are eager. The world is eager. It's groaning. It's burning to see it, to just touch it, to just have a feel of it. Even the first drone, to just touch it and say, made in Zimbabwe, Maxwell Chikumbutso. Do you realize that? And I think, do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you, sir, and I thank you very much for that kind of advice. Thank you so much. Let me correct that, sir.
Well, we will be ending shortly, sir, and I'm glad that we have progressed on that, and I will be following up with you. I don't know when, a week, 2, what do you think?
Feel free, Mukoma Simba. Feel free, even early next week, feel free to talk to me.
Right. Okay. The last bit there. You is on. Your friendship with Janimbi, who became your CEO. Genius Kadungure, who became you announced there at his death. He was now your chief executive officer in the States. You said there, and people. I think you saw the comments when Janimbi died.
Yes.
People even went and they suspected someone. It's either the car manufacturer, did something. The car was faulty because the car doesn't do that. Or someone tampered with that car. Now, you've had meetings with Chiwenga, okay? Even though now you are saying the only 2 meetings, okay? And the comments that people can easily make out of all this. Do you understand that people are searching, and do you understand that it is only normal for people to ask questions like that, they've been doing ever since Janimbi died? sometimes even crashing the website of that car manufacturer. Yeah. So
You are right, Mukoma Simba.
so you know,
Yes,
so there's that burning desire to understand here. Look, your own your previous partner would have been partner, the man who sponsored you, okay, the first one who gave you 120,000, okay, passed away through poisoning, and now Jinimbi dies just less than 3 years later. Sorry, Jinimbi died in 2020, isn't it? Yeah. So 2017, and then less than 3 years later, Jinimbi is your next financier, right? How much did Jinimbi give you, by the way? Sorry, if I may ask.
Mukoma Simba, my relationship with the Genius was he was like my young brother Genius. When I met him the first time, and ndokubva tatanga kushanda tese, kana pane munhu asina kubvira andipa kana sendi Genius. I did everything for him as a brother, because when he said to me, he took me to Club Zankai and he said, those are the places that you cannot see me. So Genius, I can design. Are you willing to allow me? Can you allow me to design it for you? Ndokubva ku Dubai, he sent me a picture about Dubai. Ndobva play around with this picture. Ndobva design that for free for him. Ndokubva taenda ku America zvikanzi Max ndinoti ndiite cinema. Ndakatwata cinema yakaita sei, panditaura ndakati no, zvinhu zvakasara, zvinhu zvekare. Why can't you do a better cinema? Zvikanzi no, do it. Ndobva ndatanga kumuitira cinema here for free. Last week but one, I was kumba kwake. Yes, Sister Nelly called me. Max said that challenge, but I'm a guest. Can you help? Inini and my brother with the other two guys, we did the best that we could to help a sister. Then that was my relationship with the late Genius Kadungure. Anything else, it's not part of that. Saka.
And are you aware, and what can you say to the reports suggesting that he was assassinated? That he was killed. I used assassinate there. It's an inappropriate term, but he was killed. That someone tampered with his car, and he was on target to be killed.
Mukoma Simba, I think I don't have the right to answer that question. I think the police were kind of accident scene. They know Pavakatarisa. Inini, what I can tell you is when Genius died, I think it was around 8-9 o'clock in the morning. That phone well. I had the call with the Genius. We were doing a Zoom meeting with a lot of people. Genius, I want you to be part of this Zoom meeting because it was international. Genius ndobhanditi murungu aiwanza nditi murungu zvikanzi murungu handisi kuda kuti ndipinde meeting yenyu ndamboenda kuparty nhasi ndinoenda kudreams ndakati alright ndozokupa feedback yekuti meeting yapera sei. We did a meeting, a Zoom meeting, then ndobva ndatotaura naye kumanheru ikoko ndakati Genius, meeting it was amazing, but let's meet on mangwana. It was Sunday, it was Saturday. Ndakati let's meet Sunday ndokutaura kuti yafamba sei. Zvikana Genius Sunday amumbondoona murungu ndakadzakwa mutozotsvaka musei Monday. Ndakati alright, Monday ndoyakumba. So it was in the morning. I was scheduled kuenda kumasvingo kunotora mwana wechikoro pakyle. Ndobva ndanzwa this guy aishanda patotal service station iri murodhi kwenda kudomboshava aindiziva ndichimbofamba naGenius chichi. Ndobva nditi pafona zvikanzi mazvinzwa ro Genius hanzi ndanzwa kunzi murungu aita accident ari sei. Ndakati hapana chandiri kuziva ndotonzwa kubva kwauri. Zvikanzi ari kunzi aita accident yakaipa. Ndobva ndati the only person who can give me information is his uncle. Vanonzi tunati sekuru Mike Majira. Ndobva ndawafonera ndakati sekuru kanzi ndiri kudreams ndanzwa kunzi aita accident because vakaita macash outs whatever vachiverengerana mari dzavo zvavanenge vaitepo. zvakanzi but ndakutomhanyira kuenda ikoko ndakazvatikira kupi zvakanzi mana dombosa road para asinyasoziva kuti papi but ngatisangane ikoko hauri kuita iwewe ndakati regai ndiende zvazvitaura ndobva ndatomuka ipapa ndakatombozogeza vatatomhanya kwakutoenda ikoko when we tinoda kutosvika road yanga yakavharwa nevanhu pakazara vanhu there was a blue Honda Fit pakati peroad ndakangoona ndega kuti hapana chinhu chakanaka ndichidzika ndichienda iso board iri pasi yakarara yakavharwa nemashizha emacyprus zvimabranches zvemacyprus trees. I was broken vandatry kuda kuti ndione vanhu vati ndigenius kuona motikari yanga ava vanhu Common Fire Brigade vanga vada kutopedza kutodzima but panga pachiri nemoto pasingasvike padhuze ndipo ndakatozonzwa kunzi genius aita accident. Few minutes later his sister came Nelly ndobva ndaona vamwe vacho varipo hama dzake dzandaiziva saka handina chinhu chandakaona. One, I was emotional handina kana kutombosvika very close to that car kuti ndione kuti yanga yakaita sei but ndakaona kuti yakatsva zvokupera chaizvozvo and ndakaona payakatanga kurovera ichityoka vhiri nepayakazonomira pamiti payakazonobvirira. It was an accident zvechokwadi isiri yekutamba nayo but handina chimwe chandogona kuti nditaure chiri outside that because payakazotorwa ikaenda kuVID ndanga ndatoenda kumasviko ndakatozarwa kunzi yatakurwa yaenda kuVID ndakabva bhodhi yake sekuru Mike vatova necoffin resimbi tikobva tamutakura bva tamuisa mucoffin ndobva tamugadzika mupickup yasekuru Mike Ford Ranger vakuenda naye ndobva ndabvawo ndakuita sei ndakuendawo kumasvingo saka handina kana kutomboona motikari yacho ndone madamages akamira sei. Ndakatozozviona kumapictures pana mapictures akazotanga kuzotumirwa pasocial media saka I cannot comment on that mukoma Simba to be honest. It was a sudden loss. We lost genius but that's what I know.
But as an electrician, as I could call you here, someone who knows these things, and you know that a Rolls Royce would open its doors. You know that door, that vehicle was not opening doors. Do you agree? You know, and isn't that suspicious? I mean, as someone who's got an inquisitive mind here, like you, what would you say to that? Azvitiratidze kuti pane chakaitwa ipapapo chinogona kunge chakaitwa to your friend or your, you know, I see how you described him here when you were talking about the meetings that you had in the US with him, and also the pink tracksuit that he bought for you.
No, he never bought me a pink tracksuit. When we went to America, what I said. When we went to America, takanga tiri Santa Cruz. Tigara Santa Cruz, we were three of us. One of my advisors, I think he was going now to Colorado. Then Gina sakati ndoda kudzokera ku New York aida kuenda kunoona someone akati ndichaenda ku New York. Saka inini ndaibva straight from California. Ndichiuya kuenda ku Dubai straight. Gina saka andomboita takataura it's okay. Saka tanga tine mari dzedu dzetanga tinadzo. Iye ndobva aenda bharotenga tracksuit yake pink yakatenga. Saka when he said to me achiti brungu ndatenga tracksuit yangu. Vanhu we laughing kuti genius atenga mapijama to say. Saka ndito ndaidza kutaura he never bought me a tracksuit. But he bought himself that pink tracksuit and everyone I think saw him with that kind of a tracksuit. Inini handiwanzopfeka zvawanopfeka zvatizvikwanise tinongopfekawo zvekumuti miri ivharike.
Okay, I'm confused there because you actually stated this. This is from your Facebook post. You said, describing him, you drove in a Tesla Model S and told me that you will import one. While in New York, you bought me, right?
It was misquoted.
Okay, hold on. You bought, hold on there. Right, hold on. Let me use your words here. You bought you. This is what you typed. You bought you nice. Oh, let me finish reading. You bought you nice pink tracksuit. You told me, this is comma, right? Comma. You told me that I should dress well, man, and gave me people who would escort me shopping.
You're mixing the things.
What am I mixing there?
And I have got it. That was I did.
Yes.
Did it when he died.
Yes.
Zimeye bought himself a tracksuit. Genius ainditsvinyira ndaipfeka material anonzi mabhampa aya. Genius aitsvinya. That was the kind of a person he was. Saka ndaipfeka mabhampa ekwabhata makati sasa ndiri kuamerica ndine papicture ndiye ndakapfeka mabhampa ekwabhata. Zvikanzi Max haufani kupfeka zvinhu zvakadai. Waona? Ndichifamba newe ine ndakapfeka label. Iwe unenge wakapfeka mabhampa. Tenga tennis yaita iyo. So ndobva ndaenda kuchina pandaita sinema yake. Tatodzoka kubva kuamerica yato season. Ndaenda kuamerica ndaenda kuchina inini. Ndobva nditi vataura ne-this other lady anonzi Ellie. She was a translator. Zvakanzi endesa Max unomutengera hembe. Ndokubva ndaenda kwandakanotenga hembe dzisikakwanika namubhegi wani ka20,000. Ndakarwadziwa siri kuti why ndatenga hembe dzakadai. Saka ndizvo ndaidza kutaura kuti Genius aindisvinyira kuti ndaipfeka zvakadai. So not kuti he bought me. No, he never bought me. And the record is there. You can check with their sister.
Okay, right. But my line is what I've just read here is what you wrote, right?
That thing, Mukoma Simba, it was on Facebook, and I said it in my own words. Genius bought a pink tracksuit. I think you know. Whatever.
Okay, right. Right, Mr. Chikumbutso, you know we are about to end, and I would like to thank you, you know, for this time that we are having here. I think what we have achieved today is a commitment that you're not going to work with me, going to work with us here, so that we can follow through your inventions. And you feel that you should have done this a long time ago, should have done this 13 years ago, really. To start replicating your content and also to get it peer reviewed, so that the world can celebrate it. And right, and I think this is it. And lastly, you know, people have been asking why it is that you know, you were staying in Kambuzuma before Genius Kadungura's death. And then suddenly,
I was staying in Kambuzuma.
Sorry, I apologize. I made a mistake there. I just had Kambuzuma on my lips. My apologies.
Okay.
You were staying in Kuwadzana, yeah? And then, you know, after Genius Kadungura's death, now suddenly you've got a stand, you're already building a house in Bluff Hill, okay? And you also have another stand that you've just bought. And then recently, just a few days ago, you bought your wife a Mercedes. Just a few days ago, and people you know, would ask, what's going on? Is this because you have this money coming from new cars that you have produced, or new products? Could you just help to explain?
I think that is, you know, I'm laughing. It's laughable because it's far from the truth, you know. But I cannot argue. That's I think that's all Gwash to say. I don't even stay in Bluffview. I've got a normal, simple life in Komasimba. When we are going to do this live, I will take you through my personal life. There you can see me.
Amugare ku Bluffview near the U.S. Embassy.
No. That's a lie. I've got a normal life, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you're still living in Kambuzuma.
I'm not living. I'm in Kambuzuma right now, but I'm still living.
I mean, sorry, Kwadzana, yeah.
Yeah, I left Kwadzana because I was staying with my mom, and I'm living somewhere. For some security reasons, I won't say it on air, but I will share with you even the video, the pictures at home, so that you can see where I am and the life that I live. You see, people, they think it could maybe Genius was giving me money or something like that. No. It was far from that.
The prototype here that you had there, you tested it in Bluffview, in Lorraine Drive.
No, it was in Bluffview. Road data in the Kenmark. It's a Bluffview industrial site. It's an industrial site. Banana kins kamzama kambaranza na kins vai. Panech industrial site chiripo by makapinda machiri. Ndanga tiri pa number 25 ne pa number 9. Ndakatanga tiri pa number 25. Ndo papa zo pedzera papa dikita dogadzira mshini wa uya waida overhead crane. We have got pictures tichitotakura kuti unonetsa kumuva. Ndipo ndakazoenda pa number 9, which is opposite. Not kuti Hanza was at home. No.
So Urukupi, where is the machine now?
Like I'm saying, kuti tikufamba mukumasimba, but we cannot go and say. Ndichashare hangu zvimwe zvinemi in not on air.
So
right,
in 2016 you were powering 300 houses. How many are you now powering? Now that machine is not working. So wow, just explain to me the progression there.
Simba, that's misleading information. We have never powered 300 houses. The machine, we put it on a load bank. A load bank is a system which is used to replicate the consumption of whatever thing that you are stress testing. Then you can make, okay, we were stress testing this machine with this kind of resistance. So this can push this. I will not be tested over 300 houses because the laws of Zimbabwe, they won't even allow you. I think I told you the issues of Zera. With anything that is above 100 kilowatts, you have to go and get license from Zera.
Yeah, but this is not for deployment. At least testing. You know, you said that
testing. We tried all those processes.
But how could you then make such a claim when you have not even tested, my brother? You're telling me that for you to test such a wonderful thing that will help, that will save us, that will even save my hospitals, you need authority from Zera, which is an institution that is even failing to deliver electricity in the country. Mondudza mimi kuti mukaenda kana kupari nemeshini yenyu vanotadza kugamuchira ine nemaoko, even though it's not regulated.
Simba, it was not. I wish it was easy as you are saying. This is zvakanga zvakukonzera kuti tibude muZimbabwe izvo. Ndizvo zvakanga zvakukonza. Pane zvinhu zvekuti hatikwanisa kuti titaure hedu kuti nhinge akazodai takazodai. Ndizvo zvakakonzeresa izvo kuti for the first time tisaroti ngatibude muZimbabwe macho kana musingashandiri. Saka ndasara ndakati right now at least ndiri kuona kunge pane a change because we have started the processes and we are moving. Tiri kuona kunge zvinhu zviri kufamba kudarika zvanga zvichiita before. Saka the machine was tested. We do what we call lab tests. Zvafana madrones amataura emukumasimba. Warigadzira usati waritesa kune vanhu. Rinogona kudonha rakauraya vanhu. Chinja chinoti remei handiti maona. Unotanga kuita malab tests. Pamalab tests ipapa unenge uchishandisa zvakafanana kuti payload. If you want to see, you hang payload. Then you can see kutakura here and those kind of things. That machine that you are talking about here, inoiswa panonzi load bank. Load bank is a machine that can be hired. Muno muZimbabwe chimishini icho chakanga chiri kubhazem. Masasa okundwane that kind of a machine. You hire that machine, you put it. That machine will consume a lot of energy. Saka that energy you consume, you translate it now to the consumption. You could saka that was about 200, that was about 4, that was about 300.
So it wasn't a real test. This was just modeling. That's not testing. That's modeling.
You know, the lab-based test. And the makatarisa kweso even vanogadzira ndege. I'm just giving as an example. If you follow another Boeing, even vakagadzira ndege haichange nekufly. Inotomborana iri pasi, inotombochekwa avionics dzese iri pasi kusvikira zvichipa certification zvichienda. But ipapa vanenge vatoziva kuti apa pairi kuita so, apa pairi kuita so. Yozongosarirwa nekuti ichienda real environment.
I'm finding this difficult to believe, sir, that you're telling me since 2016 all you did was a lab test. You couldn't even try. Electricity is a free resource, by the way. You agree? Electricity, we get it out from nature. You couldn't just run something, even through even through a small device that you just want to throw away. You were scared of Zera. Since you've been scared of Zera for over 6 years. Yeah, to run a small device that you just throw away. Come on. And all you've done is ndingaenda kujere. Come on. Ndingaenda kujere inini. inini right now for taking a radio. Hold on, Mr. Chikumbutso. Radio, I'm just giving an example, the smallest device here. A radio device that I will just put there and then I will just connect. I connected this electricity to that. A free resource. Electricity is a natural resource. It's just that you have different ways of generating it. You telling me that Zera will put me into prison for doing that?
Simba, I wish if things would work like that. I think it somewhere. In 1999, and out 1999, I got a radio broadcasting transmitter. Ndikatanga broadcast andikuwadzana kwakuya. Ndikaenda pama1 zvakahaizvo. It was highly publicized. 1999. I'm just giving an example, a live example that happened to me, not in 1999. That's what I did. Check the records are there. Saka, we know why I pray kuti ushingi wenye munaoga. Leo ngori mandiri ngoma si.
Aiwa, come on. Radio, Mr. Chikumbutso. Radio zvayo. Come on. Right now, even Israel she saw. Inini myself. I've lived in that area. Bluffville, where you tested this machine. Okay, you say you tested this machine. Yeah? I've done that before. Tishereketa tichikura isusu. Taizvita, we used to do that on video. We used to play around. It's been done all over. Come on. You're telling me that you would get arrested. All right, okay. All right. When you were with Chiwenga, when you were with Constantino Chiwenga, yeah? You could so what were you demonstrating then? I'm asking you. You couldn't. Okay, like look. No, I'm saying here, all right, to correct. You've got the second most powerful person in the country there watching you. He's come to see an inventor who is celebrated around the world, who's got videos that are being watched all over the world, all across Africa. And here you are, this man wants to see. You are telling me that you are scared to put a small radio so that it can be powered by your device. I'm finding this really difficult. And you've spent 6 whole years. You are scared to run a small device. There's so many devices out there that are in the scrap yards, right? That you can just put there and you can just run. You are telling me that you are scared of getting arrested. You all you have done is a lab test.
Mukoma Simba. And those are powerful words and there's a lot of wisdom. I think it could be far. You know, and the socks are not words, and the socks are a burger, one area, and I take a good watch. Sometimes, it's not easy, my brother. I thank you for motivating me, for encouraging me. And I'll try the best that I can do, my brother. I appreciate your time and I appreciate everything, but there are things that are beyond me.
Oh, but yeah, you were in Bluffville Park, yeah? You said this was an industrial place, so it's a place where people test stuff. So you couldn't test in there?
Fly without telling cars. Do you know that you can be arrested? And sort of fiction, I tested my drone. Government when they send now. And that was a long time ago. The old government.
Yeah, but when you have
drone who gave you that Max akupa mvumo yekuti ufly mumhepo medu ndiani?
I have flown drones in Zimbabwe. I think you've seen my footage. Right now, I fly drones in Zimbabwe. If you check, if you go on Zimeye right now, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
And hold on, these are Zimeye drones, okay? These are not just my drones. These are not Maxwell Chikumbutso's drones. These are drones that are actually known to being flown by Zimeye. I've even flown on top of ED's building myself. Yeah, and we have never, not even once, had an issue. Never. And Mr. Chikumbutso, we have never needed a license to fly those drones. None. We have never needed to go and beg in the office of either the police, the CIO, or the military. In Zimbabwe, if you go on Zimeye right now, hold on. If you go, what I'm saying is, Mr. Chikumbutso, Imimi, you live in Zimbabwe. You live in Zimbabwe. You are a resident of Zimbabwe. Hear me, right? You live there, yeah? I have right now, go on Zimeye right now. You will see numerous footage, drone footage, that we film regularly in Harare, right even across ED's window. Never once have I ever had issues. No, hold on.
Imimi ngoma Simbaga mutori bunane akaberekwa maybe angorine that character yeushingi yatisina vamwe. Imimi then you cannot compare me with you. You see what I'm saying? I listened, like I said, the first audio yeja dakaterera. You were interviewing yana pandora mungotaya kungonzwisisa ipapo kuti takasiyana kuti mimi you can talk isiso we cannot talk imimi amusungwe isisi tinosungwa komasimba zvatiri kukutaurirai.
You mean okay, right? Okay. Tombo siya iyo, my brother, right? As I'm gonna switch off right now. Okay.
No,
I am
okay,
going to right now demonstrate on video, right? I'm not in Zimbabwe right now, but I'm going to call a few people, okay? And they are going to do their own electricity tests, and they're going to do them on live video. I just want to show you here that Zera will never, they will actually be happy if we can demonstrate that we can help.
You are the man.
The energy. No, the energy. So as I switch off, I'm gonna demonstrate it, and yeah, you will see it on video. Zera will never, if I can demonstrate, if I can bring an invention to the government, they're going to be happy. They're going to be happy.
Thank you very much.
So I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. We're about to end, but I'm really struggling. You've spent 6 years. 6 years since your first test in Bluffhill Park, and this is 2022 now. Yes, sir.
Let's do that. You can lead now. Let's do that. Arrange that. Say, I think I'll be very grateful.
Anything you would like to say, sir, as we end?
I thank you, Mkoma Simba. I thank you very much for the opportunity that you gave me. I thank you for everything. May God bless you. And I just want to say that some of the things that we said are not even true. They don't even reflect Marx, like the other issues that we've touched. But I think I'm happy that we have cleared the air, and I've told you, Ndini Max Wacho. I wish it was a video. But thank you very much. This is an opportunity. And for you to give me a great man like you to just give me a chance, you could please 1 hour in it means a lot to me, Mkoma Simba. I thank you very much. I'm grateful. May God bless you.
Oh, thank you very much. And could we connect in 2 weeks' time? Could we connect? Today is the 11th of March. Do you think we could connect on the 27th of March, and then we do a review?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
It's
we
okay,
just do a review
of
of everything of your inventions, and we just follow through.
Yes.
But today I am going to do that. I'm going to do some electricity tests, like just messing about with devices that we're just going to pick up from the scrapyard, and just run them through, and we just want to show here. Yes, sir.
I'll be watching Mkoma Simba, but thank you very much. Courageous person, thank you.
No, you're welcome, sir. Django Kumbira, I'm going to ask you, please make at least 5 bikes that work with your electromagnetic electricity. That will help, don't you think? It will demonstrate.
Yeah, it's a good innovation. Say thank you very much. We'll start to put resources towards that.
Thank you.
Yeah, bless it. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
of his stories and inventions and so on since 2016 or thereabout. I don't
so-called,
know.
so-called. Shall we call them so-called inventions, because everything is just what you see online.
Yeah, that's the concern that we have, because I believe Maxwell. I don't think he's delusional, or there is any, because I hate him. You were talking to him. I take it that he's a 10% and he knows what he's talking about. But the problem has been that it has been all talk. This is the engineering and this is science and so on. Science, what it's all about. Science is about repeatability, demonstration, and everything else. When you conduct an experiment in a lab, and you define everything that you have done during that experiment, someone can do it in New York. They can replicate that as well. So I really don't know why it's been so difficult for Maxwell. The other invention that we just heard was about him powering a TV or something like that, using some device that is able to collect the radio waves and whatever. But some of these things, yeah. But when you honestly, Simba, you know what? There is a law. There is a law. These laws, they are kind of fixed until we make some new discoveries in this and science breakthroughs. Then we can say that this doesn't really work out. But at the moment, there is a law that is called the first law of thermodynamics, which says that if if you just the energy that you input is like equal to the energy that is the output, and there will be always losses in between as well. So, for example, this device that is supposed to capture the radio waves, if you do your calculations, because the waves do not possess as much energy as we might think, if you do your computations and you come up with these theories, put all together these equations by Einstein and what have you, all those equations, for you to actually generate a machine that will harness the energy and be able to power a TV, it's almost next to impossible. Which is why maybe Maxwell has not made much traction, especially maybe in other maybe in Western world, because they do not believe in all things that he's talking about. But it has been mysterious science. But we just want him to come clear, because we also shoulder the responsibility as Zimbabweans. When people are that, you are the guy with the Maxwell, how is he doing and so on, we shoulder that responsibility that the Zimbabweans have got this guy who is able to generate electricity and so on, but yet the country itself doesn't have electricity at all. We are running out.
Why can't he show us his own house right now? Why can't he just show us? Why can't he just go on video and say, my house right now, I don't pay ZESA at all. This is me. Look at me right now. And then the 300 houses that you were saying, I mean, it sounds utterly fictitious. Everything is utterly fictitious. To say that he can't demonstrate electricity in Zimbabwe for over 13 years, he can't demonstrate his discovery on free energy, free electricity for over 13 years because he is scared of being arrested for over 13 years. I mean, surely there are universities. You can just knock on the door. You can be under the cover of a university to try out to demonstrate. Yeah, you probably don't even need all that. You can just go on video and you just take a device like a radio. This is what I said to him in the interview there. You can take a radio, a simple radio that costs $10. You can just say and just fire some electricity in there. Show us that it works. Yeah, this is free energy. Go on a live video, Facebook Live, and just say, look, this is it. You're not killing anyone. There's so much empty space in the country right now, and you just saw. And what I also said, which I found totally baffling, is that there are so many things in the country that are being produced, even commercially, that don't require regulation. Where people even they sideswipe regulation. You go to high fields, go all over. You buy foods. Are you with me? So many things that are illegal. So why can't you demonstrate? You actually say, look, I'm demonstrating this. If you declare right now, I'm not doing this, to encourage people to be dangerous, but I'm just simply demonstrating that ZESA is wasting money importing electricity from Zambia, importing electricity from South Africa. I'm just going to demonstrate here that this actually works. I mean, who would arrest you for that?
I don't know, Simba, but funny enough, he has been with politicians and talking to them and so on. They would...
Someone like that, Chiwenga, he's very close to Chiwenga. He was very close to Jinimbi, who was also a top ZANU-PF person in the country. Surely he could have done this a long time ago to just demonstrate that he can generate free electricity. And then now, so free electricity, drone footage. I talked about drone footage. Yeah, Zimeye drones. You've seen Zimeye drones, haven't you? You've seen Zimeye drone footage, yeah. Zimeye, a network that is constantly against the government, flies drones in Zimbabwe. We have never had an issue, never once. We have never required a license, never required permission from the police, the CIO, or the military. And here is a man who is very close to Jinimbi, who is very close to Chiwenga, who lives in Zimbabwe. Yeah, he can demonstrate a simple thing, just a radio, to show us that he can generate free electricity into a radio. Or into a drone that you can just fly above a field. So much empty space in Zimbabwe. You can demonstrate it in an open field, like maybe a farm, and just say, I'm going to fly this because we are planning to irrigate, to fumigate, this field. Things that are being done. The Chinese people, foreigners, are coming into our country right now. They're doing a lot of illegal things, even testing. Do you remember last year we had a case where Chinese people were testing some electrical gadgets. They were testing them on people if they can heal people coronavirus. I don't know if you remember that case, that story. I was at loggerheads. Yes, I was at loggerheads with the Chinese. These people are coming, and this is being done openly. No one gets arrested. And then you're telling us that you can't do a simple thing as flying a drone. A drone, we grew up creating flying things, even as kids, that we used to fly around. Yeah, we never got arrested.
Yeah, I remember. I was doing these rockets. We would take these empty cans of the aerosol, then them in fire. You know what would happen? They would explode. Bicycle pump, put some water, make some rockets. No one even bothered that. They would make a lot of noise and so on. I believe maybe would be other reasons, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe
Remember that gentleman who created a helicopter? Was he ever arrested for it? Was he ever arrested? They could have said things, right? They could have said things. Stop this, but you don't get arrested for trying to help your country. You don't get arrested. His only complaint was that he didn't get funding, he didn't get money, he didn't get support. But was he arrested for flying his helicopter?
He was never arrested. In fact, I think it was just a vehicle engine which went upside down. I think something like that. It would have been even dangerous because there was no way of controlling that. But he was able to put the metals together, power the item, and nobody was. In fact, he was celebrated in the papers.
Yeah, if I remember, he actually flew it. Yeah. Who will arrest you for trying to, for being innovative? No one will arrest you. Even here in the UK, where there are laws, aviation laws, you create something, you can fly. Do you know the only time when you alert you alert the authorities to the point of arrest is maybe when you get to breach. Do you realize even to fly drones? For several years, there was no legislation. There were no rules. Here in the UK, I don't know where you are. You're in the States, yeah? In the UK, there are numerous articles to show you that for several years you could fly drones. There was a time when drones even hit airplanes, like did cause some serious $1 million damage to aircraft. Are you with me? Passenger aircrafts. Are you with me? There was no legislation. There's not been any legislation. So how on earth could you say that you can't fly a drone in Zimbabwe? Where Zimeye flies drones? Zimeye of all news networks. I said it. I've flown drones. Never. The government has never even complained. that I flew a drone on Edie's window.
Okay, you are talking about drones, but remember, he also made some electric cars and everything. And electric cars in this country, we have a few that are already on the road. So why can't he add also his brands to, if he's making cars,
that very car is broken down, but he says he dismantled it. And I ask him, why did you dismantle it? He says, I dismantled it when I was about to fly to the US. Why on earth would you dismantle such a wonderful thing?
I don't know, but there's got to be a motive. Why would he do it? There's got to be a reason for it. Everything has a reason. I was just wondering that perhaps it's just there to give this hype that there's something happening in the country for the young people to be optimistic. I don't know, but remember during the days in the past, you would read that maybe in Russia sometime the Mussolini's and the Stalin and other leaders, they would create all these illusions, social illusions, where people would preoccupy themselves with something that would never work out. I don't know whether this is a ploy or something like that, because it has been going on for far too long. When I saw the article that he was now powering TVs, I was saying, okay, fine, everyone would want in Samsung.
Who wouldn't want? I want. I said to him, even in the interview, I said to him, I want a drone. I want to buy a drone from you now.
I don't know, but what it is, I can't figure it out, except maybe if it's in the realm of psychology or something like that. But I can't figure out why one would just make some claims and never come out, because everybody, you have got some sense of pride within you. You want to say, okay, guys, this is what I can do, and you can demonstrate. You can call even independent people, like maybe people from the cities who can independently verify your stuff and everything else. You do not want to be ridiculed, like what we are doing right now. We are more like ridiculing maybe the great work that he has done, but in the absence of evidence and everything else that can show that practically this is what is on the ground, we are probably not we can be forgiven for saying all this.
Wow, yeah, this is let's hear what others say. Kiri Bere, or is it Chikara? Is it Chikara? Who is it? Chikara, good morning. What is it?
I was listening for the past 1 hour.
Tipewo drone. Into what drone, man. Drone one chat.
But urkona this guy. I think makes sense. And then you were giving example. Chingoma who came up with the helicopter. And eventually that guy came up with a pump. I think it's done well. When you do something, whether with Zimbabwe or anywhere else, the problem comes if somebody gets hurt or somebody is injured to the extent of that's when people start saying, are you with this license? You know what I mean? People know I think that's where he's talking about. And obviously, big brands in the world, they try and protect their market. And my visions I go from Harare
but have big brains stopped him? That's the question there. Has he ever been stopped by anyone? Can he show us one person who has ever stopped him? He's being generalistic. He's being generalistic. Even Tesla, who he quoted there, Tesla died at the age of 86, and you say he was poisoned. Come on.
But obviously, what I find is that it was never proven on. Physics is proven.
Ingo prova one kana ingo tratidza one. Ko mota yawa demonstrator iko no right now yaka break her down. Yeah. Uchi already kana electric bus for
yeah, I think this guy is a code man.
Why not? 13 years. Akuman, 13 years. Mshuzo to free electricity. I work 13 years. I don't know. Do you live in Zimbabwe, Chikara? Do you live in Zimbabwe? yourself?
No, ndiri States.
Uri States, okay. But shamwari unozivawo kuti magetsi ka even kustates chaiko ukaudza kuti kune free energy yo ungarege kudisconnecta hereyo magetsi pademu anotora free energy. Nemadhuranda magetsi, who would not? And otaura kuti hanzi ndiri kutya kusungwa. Come on, takakura tichitamba nawo magetsi aya, tichigadzira magetsi chiita sei, takakura tichigadzira zvimaflying chakuti tichizviflya. Did we need a license?
Yeah, but where my query is association yakina na Ginimbi. Ginimbi is not an academic, is not a scholar. Iye wacho paje zvake and is not an academic.
Right.
Now, how were they going to help each other?
But even science, my brother, science adzinabasa nechikoro. Kana uchigona kugadzira iwewe baskoro, kuti uchigona kugadzira baskoro, you just make a baskoro. You don't need a university degree. Vakomana vakagadzira, the guys who created the aircraft that we are now flying around the world, isusu, the Wright brothers, none of them were degreed. None of them went to school. You know that. The oldest was a pastor. He had just been enrolled to become a pastor. But you know what they did? They spent just 12 months between January and December 1903. And from making bicycles straight, they made their first aircraft. It was, you produce. If you're saying you've got science, you've got something that is innovative, the proof of the pudding is in what you produce. It's in the testing. Kana wagadzira pudding yo, tinoinza kuti testing iyo pudding yo yakaita sei iri kutapira, zveshuwa wagadzira pudding. Yeah, the Wright brothers, more than 130 years ago, they created the first aircraft from a bicycle. They didn't need education. It is right to say, he doesn't have education. Fine, we're not going to outrule him because haana chikoro, but we'll definitely test him panyaya production. Uri kuti iwo wagadzira mota, tiratidze mota yacho nawo number one. Uri kutaura kuti mota yacho wakaidismantla. Ko chitiratidzawo kana baskoro iwo rauri kuchovha iwewe from kuwadzana to Harare, rawakagadzirawo rinoshandawo ne-free electricity iyoyo, hauna kana. Come on. Uchitiratidzawo drone rawakaratidza chiwenga iwo richibhururuka last year rachona iroro. Right? Chitiratidzawo iroro. Indinodawo drone kana 1 rekutenga. Alright, even tombosiya rekutenga. But tongondiratidzawo nhasi hauna drone racho. Uri kutaura kuti uri kutya kusungwa. Come on.
Pane evidence dzekuti chiwenga akaona drone
ndiye ataura kuti iye you see. But my brother, a drone costs the cheapest drone. The drone costs how much? It costs $20 ukaenda pa online app. You can buy a drone at $20 right now, yeah, and fly it. Vanhu vakawanda around the world, they are making these things. These are nothing. The technology yagara iripo kubvira 1903. Saka hapana chinomboshamisira about having chinhu chinobhururuka, yeah. But tiratidzera wagadzira iwewe. You could even lie to us. Maxwell Chikumbutso can't even lie to us. He's even failing to lie to us. What I'm trying to say is, ari kuZimbabwe, ari muHarare. He can't even, atadza even kana kunotenga unotenga zvake drone, right? $20. Ongori burutsa ngoti boys ndira. Atadza manyepo acho atadza kusvika even ipapo. Kumana. Aiwa, vanhu vekustates vaiveka zvanga zvisiri zvekuproducer, zvanga yanga zvazvefirimu, zvezvefirimu hazvizi production. Vanga vasiri serious. Those are not serious people. The people who are interested in him are not serious people. They are just filmmakers. Nezvefirimu chete. Pastor akarohwa 120. 120 kona. Takainzwa ye 1 million futi. Iye ko iwo zvinarutaura tanga kusina 1 million hanzi inga iri 120 chete.
Anyway,
But regarding from Saha. Saha, good morning. Yeah, Saha, good morning. Oh, sorry. I was getting the Kiribere. But Kiribere, regarding chingonzwa Zimeye first. Chingonzwa voice Zimeye first. Good morning, Saha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, salam. Thank you. Salam alaikum. I didn't realize we've got a bit of Arabic here. Good morning.
No Arabic.
Right.
Joe Biden will die in office.
I'm Irani.
Wow, I think we've got a mix of... right. Saha, did you want to contribute to the topic or something else?
I am Irani.
You're in Iran. Right, okay. Saha, would you like to contribute to what we're discussing or it's something else? Okay, I'm failing to hear you, Saha. Right, Kiribere, please go ahead.
Thank you, Baba.
Yeah.
Thank you, Goma Simba and Nevangu Meswar Baba. Inini kutaura because sometimes ndinokakama but takazarirwa nemazwi akazara creativity. Ndoda kuti ndidzokere kumashure pane mutaura ngachitaura kuti why not us as maZimbabweans kutora maideas akaita senge iyaya toenda nawo mumatertiary education. How can we develop it as a nation? Because I believe kuti maJapanese vanotaura kuti it's better to train 100 men to take one step than to take one man to take 100 steps. Todzidzisana because chiripo ndechekuti chinhu chiri mumind ma-creator hachisi mumind ma-individual. So mostly you fail to understand kuti munhu ari kubva kupi achinanga nekupi because mostly we master zvinhu izvi mumind mangu but kana makuzochiona it's an expression yezvinhu zviri mupfungwa mangu. So tiri kutaura kuti nature is the gravel of ideas. Where can we get ideas? How can as Zimbabweans see opportunities for us to move as one nation? Because there is a big danger because we need my inventors emunyika medu, we need vanoziya business. And then if we fuse our ideas and come up with something that is stronger and tangible, and then move as one. Tochizochitora chinhu chaichiya ndagona kugadzira bata ndagona marecipe ese. How can we take it now kuchiisa muindustry? Kuti kana chapinda muindustry taane vanopackage, taane vanodispatcha, taane masales officers, taane marketing, tichienda takadaro as a nation. So there is a lot of people vane ma-ideas, but mostly vamwe havana the voice rekutaura. But why not if we set like a competition to say my problems edu ari muZimbabwe tine magetsi, tine mvura, tine ma-problems akati. My inventors, let's put maybe 1,000, it's just an example. To say tikaisa 1,000 up, can we compete kuti tikwanise kuburitsa magetsi? Can we compete kuti tikwanise kugenerate mvura up? Can we compete kuti tikwanise kuita all sorts of things zvatinofunga as my problems as society or as a community to come up with ideas? Handisi kuda kutaura mukoma Maxwell as a person, but ndiri kuda kutaura as how can we generate my ideas as a people and move on. Thank you, Mukoma Simba.
Oh, much appreciated, brother. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mukoma Chikara. Oh, you're still here. Yeah, sorry. I think we're Tangatango ita a bit of an invasion. Never know. Vasiri vedu up. I think technology. Anyone can just come in and at any time and just mess about. Yeah, but what do you think about the manner in which I handled this? Because the the talk here, this interview has come around my serious allegations. Ekuti, the named inventor in courts here. I don't know if I can call him an inventor at present. I can't call him an inventor. Let's be frank here. He doesn't qualify in the realm of in the category of an inventor, or at least as yet. But the allegations around Max Chikumbutso are that he is advocating for this false prophet called Hubert Angel to become a prime minister of Zimbabwe, and he's calling for scrapping Nelson Chamisa totally, like sabotaging totally. And then for the envisaged prime ministership that Douglas Monzora has called for that then to be occupied by Hubert Angel. I don't know how someone like Hubert could honestly be called. I don't know what on earth such a setup would be. Maybe it would be a ceremonial prime ministership. It doesn't make sense to me. It's in the same way it doesn't make sense for that criminal, that filthy man called Hubert to be made an ambassador. Surely.
Yeah, you see problem with another Chikumbutso. I think he's just licking people for the money. For an Hubert Angel, they put money and they might cheat. I'm gonna go around big so I get and
right. Because you're right. I actually checked because Ndakacheka, the background of that same man who supposedly gave him 120,000. That man is linked to Emmanuel Makandiwa. So it's not a far-fetched connection.
Exactly. And from what we understand, prophecy Hubert Angel a prime minister or something like that. And to make things straight, Nyaye umambo. I think about Pamsoro and are you there?
Yes.
You see, there are people who could be fighting Chamisa, Chamisa, as a pinny for Mambo and then if Marika Nagati's Chamisa is going to be the leader, you will be the leader. Look at Nanamunzura, what I respect, but there's no that and we're actually advising I'm going to report. It always say, the legacy who can answer it's the family for some years to come on. And it's now become manga Shurika Areruka Monza. And all those people who come by doctors in the streets as December, it will not work. It won't work. And so when I say Chamisa, God in the other direction, Chamisa knows what is going to happen in Chamisa. And it's not tell where when the Marundi and that's taking Trico. Tell them what papa. And one is next to 3 a.m. To go to and every now and again we contribute. Push out one right say. Write my program. I'm going to take but do 10 things so 5 things to just to make sure what we want, we don't hate anyone. We don't hate ZANU-PF people. We don't hate Mnangagwa. No venga mama in mabasa no it and you right now you are trying to block the rally Rico and Chamisa and nothing. So that is closing the democratic space. It's very unfair. And we don't want that. Fargu would you know the one society it's very unfortunate. You are correct what now and I'm not going to number they marava only so Guaranaga Utichi the government machinery. Equally Seku does identify those people who are doing that and stop them. That's what we are hoping for. hativashure zvinhu zvakaipa namunangagwa because vanhu vakabva kudhara kuhondo historia zvaro hatiize but tongoziva kuti those are war veterans vakaliberata nyika but vachine chiremerera izvinezvi ngavaite sei ngavaite zvinoita that toramba tichiremekedza zita ravo rokuti munangagwa chichi vamugabe vanga vareruka pavakazobva paya but meno ezvinezvi kuti vanhu vanoona sei but he should have gone long time ago before he became nothing. Saka nyaya yekuti munhu anongomuka ofunga kuti nhasi pastor wangu anokwanisa kuita prime minister kana president zvingaite ndiye munhu wamutarisira kuti anganzi inventa here. Is dreaming. And vanhu vakatopedza naye kudhara kuti aiwa zvautoraka is not feasible hazviiti because people they will not waste time nemunhu ane brilliant ideas. An idea can sell very fast and but 12 months angosharadze Zimeye Wright Brothers he could have done the same but wakaona vakumudhamba back to Zimbabwe which means vatoona kuti noje apa it's waste of resources munhu hapana diri or else they've proven kuti science dzake dzayada kuti physics dzayada kutaura dzavo dzemapattern kudarisa there are some patterns that are there already saka you cannot register that and you cannot do anything with that for zviripo that has been registered already saka noti zvedu kuti tiri kumushora bhozi munhu wekuzimbabwe izvo zvinogona kuitika zvazvo kuti kona kwatinosenza kunana challenges akawanda especially black and have a accent like isusu you see kuti something that an ordinary American can sell easily you will take you energy to utengese zvinhu izvozvo because of who you are your background kuti izvo ndizvo zvakaitwa kupari I don't know but ina ndamboyazofollowa kuti zvii zvada kunyazotry kuita on idzoni ndangoyo zvangu pachirongwa chako I think I was one of pane munhu one when I came on your program saka ndayazoteerera yese
mayazoteerera yese over 1 hour. I had to do this. If I had to do this, if you remember last week, I posted on my personal portal and I said there's something very disturbing I've heard in Zimbabwe, extremely disturbing, and people wondered what it was. This is the larger part of it here. How a whole country can go under the control of illusionists. Okay. Illusionists, right? People who are not practical, and people, a whole population of Zimbabwe can believe these illusionists, and allow a man who is a rapist, Anonzi Hubert Angel, a man who is a self-confessing cash machine robber. Yeah, a man who confesses that he has robbed cash machines, who tells people to go and rob cash machines, yeah, is made an ambassador of Zimbabwe, and now he is now being slated for prime ministership, a post of prime ministership, which doesn't exist in our constitution. But I want to just quickly conclude here what we have from this interview, by and large, and I will submit to yourselves for your own review. What we obtain today from this interview is that Maxwell Chikumbutso, who Zimbabwe and many other nations have celebrated as an inventor, and has failed to produce a single product from his promised inventions for over 13 years, has been funded by an Emmanuel Makandiwa affiliate. Yeah. And he continues to say that he cannot produce his products because he is afraid of getting arrested. He cannot produce a single drone because he fears that he will be arrested. He cannot demonstrate a single cable, an electric cable in the country, okay, at any point. He cannot produce a single cable of electricity firing into an object or a device, because he fears he will be arrested, or he fears that he has entered regulatory space. When yet there are numerous universities, for instance, that he could come under the cover, and for over 13 years has failed to make a demonstration of his claims. This man.
There's something that I want to say very quick.
Yes.
A quick one.
Yes.
This guy, he gave a reference. Yeah, Chitsanga, engineer Chitsanga. Chitsanga, Professor Chitsanga is a respected scientist. He's a very much respected person. And I think if you contact Chitsanga, I think he will tell you more about this guy, because I think they are relevant.
But Vachitsanga has not published anything. I was checking there. My point is, if he's saying that he has got backing from Chitsanga would have by now published something. You know, all people who are at the level of science, like Chitsanga, if they see something that is new, they are trained to quickly publish something, even a short article, even a one-page article about what they have seen, which they have proven. Yeah, but there is nothing, zilch, nothing. Yeah, and I have closely worked with scientists and innovators in Zimbabwe. I think you've seen my work now for more than a decade. And I mean, look at, for instance, the Pfumvudza man, yeah, who I covered way before ZBC ever covered him. Look at all the other different people. But never at any point throughout the passages of time have I had someone who makes such a claim and they fail to produce a single product. What he demonstrates in my interview, which is over an hour, is that he has nothing. Even the car that he advertised on SABC 6-7 years ago, that car is nowhere to be found. It is broken down. There is nothing. He says he dismantled it. Why would you dismantle such a wonderful thing that you have created here? And his own house doesn't even use the electricity that he says is free energy. His own house. He's still buying electricity from Zesa. And you got people here saying that he's an inventor. People typing in their news articles saying that Maxwell Chikumbutso is an inventor. He's an inventor from where? On what basis?
Does he have money? I wonder.
You see, the allegations now are that he's part of the crew Rachiwenga. I apologize here. Let me just hold on. I apologize. Someone was calling. I'll call them back shortly. Yeah. So what I was saying was that no, I can't tell about the Nyaye Kutane Mari, but hey, Murumo, you call it. Yeah, I don't know what you get, man. 1 hour, and there's nothing, man. Apana kana watch, kana clock watch, ya unongoratidza kuti ndagadzira clock watch inoshanda. And mazimba mnenge mchitanze akade kuraiwa anopoisonwa anozodai. You know what, if you go on Facebook, my brother, go on a woman anonzi car blondie, right? Super car blondie, a white go and check out that girl. She's displaying cars that work on hydrogen power. Izo cars, flying drones. Are you with me? Yeah. Crazy stuff that she's producing there. She could demonstrate. Vakauraiwa ere mainventa vesel.
Ai, nasana mbonga vaini pendakaura vaini. Boze benedeni. Andisana mbovanzi vaini.
Ivo ndatidzewo hanzi. Hanzi unourayiwa, hanzi unozodai. Tinotidzewo kahwana akaurayiwa kumana. But kana waurayiwa unourayiwa waproducer ka one finger, but hausati waproducer ka Maxwell. Kana uzourayiwa paunozosvika pokuurayiwa tanga waproducer tachiona tese kuti aiwa pajekerere icho chiri kushanda icho. To kana wazourayiwa tozokuti uri hero, kwete kuti uri hero based on illusions.
Urikuona time yatura yacho ka yarebesa
13 years. Pane pandakazomuti mwana atokura kauya atomuteenager kauya. But you know what the most ridiculous thing, come on, is the one yekuti you bet I prime minister. Oh man, come on, mate. You bet that criminal. You folks, Mazimba will not believe this one. Mazimba, I think you deserve this, man.
But akaadvisa mukuru wenyika kuti aite munhu weambassador there.
Ndiyo inini what I know is kuti pane vanhu vakapuwa mari, nyaya yemari, right? Twins vakapuwa mari, and Tongai Mnangagwa, I actually spoke to Tongai Mnangagwa myself, right? But one thing that we should also understand about Vana Mnangagwa, they believe my illusion. Anyone out there are not gonna kunye peravano. Yeah, they would love. Yeah, if you can lie to people, oh come on, you know. Vana Mnangagwa vantokufarira. Anti ndo zviri kutadza na Ruben Barwe. Vana Ruben Barwe are failing to convince vanhu.
Yeah, but unozawo mukuru pane paanorerukawo pekuti they allow vanhu vakadafangisana Jaffa to be close to him. Wachibuda paya pane mapicha zikopo una president. Izvazvite dai kana achimufarira achiona kuti ane potential to boost his support base ka ndaida atambire kuna mugwaduko kuzasi kuna vafanira
okay iko kusvika chaiko kokwe
kwete kuzosvika ku state house achiita kopo yake namunangagwa Mugabe was happen.
Oh, it's sad. My brother, it's
we wonder kuti chii mukuru chakaita kuti angrini ayanyosika pakuti azoasositi nezvinhu zvakadaro so fine pamumufana unengrini une potential yokuti za 28 nasari asadzokorodzeke because what happened there?
I tell you, my brother, let's cut Timbocheka Zurguitka ku Marondera. Tombo Siena Nezuma illusionists, but it's really important. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? We need to come back on this. We need to follow up Nemkomana Uyu because this could be the future. Mulongo na tozoshamizika moto na chi Hubert chatova prime minister onyika yedu. So disgusting, man. So disgusting.
Unozana nemashandira tunoita kuno tinoda kudzokera kumusha kwakanaka kuchiendeka and manje kana makutaura fiction dzekutana Hubert Angel ndo vanenge vatonga zvinozoita here una
let's talk later, brother. Yes. Right, we'll come back later on. We're just going to move to Marondera here. Timbona kwakamira sei ku Marondera ku Marondira. Msakangano to rewind later on and listen to the interview. Monzwa, mega.